Okay, so let's now move to commas. The first commas are used to separate basic elements. These basic elements could be independent clauses, items in a series, or coordinate adjectives. We have here the example: the boat sank on February 28th, but nearby the residences are still affected until now. Now, in this example, do we have two independent clauses in a sentence? Yes. Do we have coordinate conjunction? Yes. Then let's separate them with a comma. The oil example here in the items in the series, the oil spill affected Mindoro, comma, Marinduque, comma, Romblon, comma, and Palawan. This example has list of places. Now to separate them, we use commas. As in coordinate adjectives, we have here an example. The downhearted, comma, despairing fishermen have no choice but to abandon their job. Here we have the coordinate adjectives downhearted, and despairing fishermen have no choice but to abandon their job. Now they are coordinate adjectives because they are equal in rank. No need to have certain sequence, just use a comma. And commas are also used to set out added elements, including words, phrases, or clause. An example in introductory word, no, we haven't received any response. The introductory word is no. After it, we have to put a comma. And then next is the noun of direct address. We have Drew. Will you join us at the event? Drew is the one we're talking to. He is the noun of the direct address. So so we put a comma after him there. And hurriedly, sorry, we have introductory adverb. An example here is hurriedly they gathered up their books. To choose the right book, uh, I'm sorry, hurriedly is an introductory verb. So we put a comma after it. And then we have infinite phrase. To choose the right book, comma, I use the catalog. Now, to choose the right book is an infinitive phrase. So we have to put a comma again. Next, here are other uses of commas. For example, in the setting of parenthetical expressions, we have an example. Tom is an actor, comma, and not a stuntman. Not a stuntman is the parenthetical expression. It's a phrase that is not essential, but it provides information. So we put a comma after it. Next, we have the setting of non-essential expressions. Example, my organization, helping the locals clean up, supports local businesses. We do not need to identify exactly the organization. So we put a comma before and after it. And next, we have geographical names with two or more parts. An example is emergency teams coming from Puerto Galera, comma, Mindoro are helping out clean the oil spill. So since Puerto Galera is a place in Mindoro, we just need to put a comma between them here. And last, we have dates with two or more parts. An example is the Tues- Tuesday, comma, February 28th, comma, was the day when the empty Princess Empress sank. So February 28th is also referring to Tuesday, which is already in the sentence. So we put a comma before and after the date. There. Now we go to the semicolon. It's a similar to a colon, but the bottom dots looks like a comma. We have joining independent clauses without coordinating conjunctions. An example is the heat index in summer is within the danger category, semicolon. It ranges from 42 to 51 degrees Celsius. Now, do we have two independent clauses? Yes, we have. Do we have a coordinating conjunction? We don't have it. Next is joining independent clauses with conjunctive, adverb, or transitional expression. An example is the heat in northern summer is getting dangerous. Semicolon. In fact, it already reached the second highest heat index this year. So here do we have independent clauses? Yes, we have two. Do we have a conjunction adverb of or transitional expression? Yes, we have it also. In fact, a transitional expression, conjunctive adverb, and transitional expression connect the two independent clauses. So we put a comma here. Next, we have avoiding confusion when the sentences already contain commas. We have an example here. The region, comma, suffering from intense heat, another comma, had emergency stalls on every street. There we have the semicolon and the tired, worn out commuters had to stay close in case of heat stroke. Both independent clauses have commas, as you can see. To avoid confusion, let's add a semicolon here at this part. Okay, here we have a slide for conjunctive adverb and transitional expressions. Okay, so you may feel free to take a screenshot. Now, asked yourself if you should spell out or write the numeral of numbers? Okay, so here's our answer for you. We have in formal writing, spell out numbers that can be written in 1 to 2 words. We have an example here. The death toll in the fire that hit a Sulu-bound vessel had reached 26. Since 26 can be written in 2 words, let's spell it out, especially in formal writing. And we have spell out all numbers at the beginning of sentences. Example, 205 passengers were on the ship. So 205 started the sentence, so we spelled it out. But we can rephrase the sentence to put the number at the end. Like here, the passengers on the ship were 220, 205. Now, in this way, we can just use the numerals. So last, we have the use numerals when referring to fractions, decimals, percentage, and address. Example, out of the total survivors, 12% were crew members. So we are using a percentage that need to be written in numerals. So we have to remember if we are referring to fractions, decimals, percentage, and numbers in addresses and dates, with them in numerals, we don't have to spell it. Okay, so that ends my our presentations for today. Thank you so much for listening. Have a good day.